Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Sunday the 14th of March 2021. Today's Stats Sunday and we're going to the stats from yesterday's game, which was absolutely dire. But before that, I want to have a little look at this story that popped up. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. I'm not going to read it all through you for you, but there was one line that just stood out for me. It says Millwall winger has watched less football this season with his dog the big winner in lockdown, and it says Jed Wallace has cut down on his football viewing during the pandemic and reckons the only big winner from lockdown has been his dog Archer. And so Jed Wallace named his dog Archer. What was that about? Did he name his dog because of Jordan Archer? Is it Archer? Why Archer? Archer the cartoon show? Archer what? Why Archer? It kind of struck me that maybe that's the reason why Jordan Archer got the ump and wanted out, especially if the Wallace's dog is black or brown and he's called his dog Archer. I'm not saying there's anything there, but I mean, what is that a name that you call your dog Archer? It's I don't know. Back in my day, people were calling their dogs Tyson and Bruno. So I don't know what people these days are calling their dogs. But Jed Wallace called his dog Archer. So I just thought that was funny. I just thought I'd share that with you. I don't know. It's a little thing that you can tell how good the game was. In terms of being the football played, is when the day after the game they're talking about little powder puff pieces like this about Jed Wallace walking his dog and not being able to go to David Lloyd Leisure Centre on a Sunday with his kids for swimming. But there you go. Let's move on now to the real stuff, the Sat Sunday stuff. And this is from Experimental 361. This is so watching the game as it happened. I told you yesterday it was absolutely awful and really bad. Technical terms. Hope I didn't confuse you there, but as you can see here, we have the graphical representation of just how bad it was, and it looks like we had 2 shots on goal in the first half and not a single shot towards the goal in the second half. And I told you yesterday, as the second half was going on, you just had this constant dread of like, oh no, here we go, Darby are going to score, here we go. And you can see that here is they had a really good chance on the 77th minute, that line, the black line that jumps up, and then they had it seems like every 3 minutes they had a chance on goal, and that was like, oh, here we go, oh no, oh, we kept them out. And yeah, so there you go. That was basically the pattern of the game. You can see in the first half the chances they had with the headers where Romeo got done, and then they got kind of flattened. Where there was a period where they didn't have a chance on goal, quite a large chunk of the game, the first half, like 20 minutes or so. Then they had a bit at the end, and it seems we came back with the corner, scored from it, and that was it. After that, no more attacking, please. We're Millwall. So let's move on now to this one. This is infogol.net. It's got the numbers behind the game. So this one here, Experimental 361, they give the XP expected goals, XG, as 1.1 to Darby and 0.1 to Millwall. And this infogol.net, they give it as 1.11 to Darby and 0.12 to Millwall. So pretty similar. Sometimes they're quite far apart on their numbers, but they were quite similar today. There you can see the actions in the game. A lot of substitutions for Millwall late on. Of course, no Matt Smith to bring on. He usually comes on, but because he's broken his foot now, so it looks like he's done for the season. There you go. Let's have a look at the lineup and who gets the ratings. So you can see there 5 players for Darby of the starting 11 getting 7 point or more in the green. Just click onto Millwall, see how that goes. We can see Hutchinson, man of the match, and the best player for Millwall by far, 7.57. That's probably because he had the goal. He had one attempt on towards a goal and scored it. We can see Marlon Romeo very low, 5.46. That's not good at all, and everyone else pretty poor as well, except for Bart and Alex Pearce and Jed Wallace. Everyone pretty poor. The subs coming on, yeah, just average of the average. Not much that they could do in the game really. The team didn't do anything in the game, so they were set up to defend. Let's have a look at the stats, and we can see here just how bad it was. Possession percentage 60-40. 60-40 to Darby, the team below us in the league. The team who apparently haven't scored in 4 games. Going through a bit of a wobble. But 60-40. They had 3 attempts on target, we had 1. They had 7 attempts off target, we had 1. So we only had 2 attempts on target in the whole game. That's absolutely atrocious. What can I say? I don't know why I can't say anything, because that's just awful. That's absolutely awful, and that was objectively our worst performance of the season by far. But we won, so everything's forgiven, because that's all you need to do is win, isn't it? But I don't know about you, but I can't take 30 games playing like this a season. So far we haven't, but if this is this Rowett style? Is this Rowett style in away games? Because he kind of played the same way against Barnsley, but that didn't work. Is this how it's going to be? It's really it's just piss poor, isn't it? You can see here block shots for Darby 3, none for Millwall. Goalkeeper saves 3 by Bart. Massively outperformed in passing. 612 passes for Darby, 513 completed, which is pretty good. 274 passes for Millwall, 172 completed. 3 corners for Darby, 1 for Millwall. 10 fouls for them, 14 for us. 1 yellow card each. Yeah, George Evans, bit of fire in his belly against his other former club. Getting stuck in for some reason. I don't know, but there you go. It could have got sent off. Here we go. This is the expected goals plotted out on a map. The bigger the circle, the better the chance. So you can see Darby basically kept to small quality chances, except for 1. But you can see the cluster, the 4 in a row, like Orion's belt, and that was where Romeo was getting done time and time again, and then Hutchinson had to go over and help him, and Darby didn't really capitalise on that. They didn't get into that. But you can see here Millwall 2 chances. The one here, the header from Hutchinson, 45 minutes, and the one here, all the way out here. Who was that? That was, if I can get it up. It's so small I can't even get my mouse on it to click it. So that was Jed Wallace in the 3rd minute. 4% chance for that. And so that's the whole game. Let's have a look at the second half. There you can see. Second half. Oh, there's nothing to show for Millwall. Not a single chance on goal for Millwall in the second half. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show. I haven't shown this before because it hasn't really been a factor. But you can see here where it says fairness rating, and it's in red, and it says 40.75. So what does that mean? It says fairness rating is arrived at by comparing the actual result against a range of possible outcomes that could have arisen based on the quantity and quality of chances. This is scaled from 0 to 100, where 100 represents where the process most closely mirrors the real scoreline, and lower ratings indicate a match where the scoreline is not fully reflected in the balance of chances created. So what happened there was a miracle. There's no way we should have won that game, having only 2 chances on goal. One of them was on target, one of them was off, and the opposition having, what was it, 13? So the fairness rating is 40.75 out of 100. That the result was not fair, but we won. We won by not playing football, by being anti-football. And that's this. I said that this was our worst performance of the season, and you can see where we only had 2 attempts, 1 on, 1 off. The next worst expected goals was at home against Watford. The expected goals is actually less, 0.10, not 0.11. But we had 2 attempts on target and 2 attempts off target. That's 4 shots. So we had double the amount of shots in the game against Watford. And Watford are a quality team, full of Premier League quality players. A lot better than Darby, a team below us in the table, by the way. So that was our worst performance of the season yesterday, and we won 1-0. I don't care if we win week after week. We shouldn't be playing like that. We shouldn't be playing like that. It was a disgrace. Anyway, let's get into this bit more detail. This is what is this? Oh, this is whoscored.com. This website is where, if you've ever seen the Championship Team of the Week, they get that from this website, stats from this website. They pick the players for the Team of the Week from this. So this is the match summary. So let's have a quick read of this. It says Darby strengths were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from long shot situations. Weaknesses were poor at finishing. Styles had a large quantity of possession in their opponent's half, dominated possession. Millwall strengths were strong at finishing. Weaknesses: lost possession often, gave away a lot of free kicks around the box. Styles played with width, favoured long shots, attacked down the left-hand side. So there you can see. Let's have a little scroll down, and here we go. Just laid bare. Oy vey. Attempts 13 Darby, 2 for Millwall. Oh, we didn't have a single chance from open play. Both of them were from set pieces. I think Jed's was a free kick. Was that the one where Thompson got done early on and then we got a free kick from that? I think that was it. It's because it was 3 minutes, wasn't it? I think that might have been that. And then the goal, Hutchinson's come from a corner. We didn't have a single chance from open play. Whereas Darby had 9 and 4 from set piece. But we had a 50% conversion rate because we only had 2 chances and we scored 1 goal. Let's have a look down here. You can see where most of it was down the left hand side, which again, Mason Bennett, he's not playing. Even though he's played through the middle, he drifts through to the left. He drifts along to the left. What that means is there's no one playing on the right wing. Jed kind of plays alongside him, sort of, just behind. He's not playing down the right wing, so there's massive gaps down there. So that's where Darby were getting most of their luck. Although it says here they were going down, mostly down their right hand side, but there was a bit of pressure being put on Marlon Romeo as well. Yes, I wanted to show you this. So you can see here, Darby on the left, Mill on the right. What's Darby's formation? 3-4-3, 2 wingers pushing on. Pretty simple, yeah. What's Millwall's formation? It's like all over the shop. It looks like we were playing 6-3-1. 6-3-1. No one's on the right hand side up front. There's like a massive gap between Jed Wallace number 7 and the touchline. Massive area of space for them to just do what they want. Pierce is sitting back because he's slow and not up to much. Hutchinson, you can see him pushed over to the right hand side. He's basically backing up Marlon Romeo. Would he have to back up Danny McNamara? I don't know, probably, maybe. Danny's not the tallest, he's quite small. But there you go, Marlon Romeo's getting done quite a bit by their player. A couple of chances that could have went in, nearly went in, headers, where he got beaten in the air. And he was getting a bit of trouble down there, so Hutchinson had to bail him out. You can see that here in the player positions. And they had Mario Wallace pushing up as well. And Jake Cooper there, not far behind him. Ay. It's maybe it helps the opposition when you don't really have a formation. If you can just confuse them, maybe they don't know where you're going to be and what your formation is, then it's harder for them to attack. I don't know, but you can see quite clearly Darby's formation. Well, he didn't get them the win, but they had a lot of chances. But what's Millwall's formation? Just raggedy, everyone. Yeah. Moving on, what are we going to move on? Yep, here, this one. This is the match center. Here we go. So, having said that, the player ratings are quite high because they had so many chances, and we defended against them. It boosts up the defense, and because we only had 40% of the possession, there's not really much for our players to mess up and lose their ratings for, if you understand. So that's where stats come in. They don't really tell the picture of the game, because if you don't have a lot of the play, if you do 5 passes and you get 4 of them right, the percentage wise that's quite high. But if you've got someone on the outside who has 20 passes and they get 15 of them right, that's a lesser percentage, but it's more productivity, you know. So that's where stats go wrong. See here, if you look at the badges at the top, in the top left and top right, averagely, the average of all the players involved, 6.36 for Darby, 6.74 for Millwall. So we were the better team on the day, player by player, according to this. And you see again Hutchinson, man of the match by quite a long way, by anybody on the pitch, 8.6. So both InfoGoal.net and WhoScored.com are in unison saying Sean Hutchinson, man of the match. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, but my candidate so far for player of the season. He had a rough time of it. Was it last season or the season before? A weird injury, I think, involving like a domestic accident. And he's come back quite strongly in the face of competition from Cooper and Murray Wallace. And before it was when we were playing with two centre backs, he had to. It was a competition for two places out of 3 or 4 probable players, so it was quite tough. But when now we're playing 3, he's probably one of the first names down on the team sheet. No hesitation. That's a testament to how well he's come back, and how well he's playing. And he's not only that, but quite consistently as well. That's probably why I think for me personally, he's #1 candidate for player of the season. Let's have a look now. So other decent scores: Pierce 7.5, Cooper and Biakowski 7.1. Let's have scroll down. So shots. Here we can see Forsyth and Shinnie had more shots on goal than the entire Millwall squad, and Kazim Richards had as many as the Millwall squad. The Millwall shots, as we've already seen, came from Wallace and Hutchinson, and Wallace got the assist. Yeesh. Possession. They actually give possession 70-30, worse than 60-40. 70-30. Player wise, damn, bruh. Yeah, as usual, our defenders have more possession on the ball. Yeah, and the same for Darby. You see their players at the back, so they has a lot of possession, but it's just their centre backs, Mengi and Clark. So you're not really doing anything with it if that's the case, is it? You can have all the possession in the world if it's your centre backs on the ball. Pass success averagely, so 84% for the Darby team, 62 for the Mill team. We can see Murray Wallace quite low there, 47. Yeesh. Cooper and Thompson quite low as well. Wallace quite high, 78. Woods 78. Pierce 78. And quite the subs when they come on as well, quite high. There you go. Dribbles 9-5. Aerials 1. That's where we won, 30-25. Of course, the goal was an aerial 1. Bennett 7. Pretty decent there from Mason Bennett. 5 for Hutchinson, 4 for Pierce, 4 for Cooper. Okay, none for Evans or Thompson or Biakowski. Okay. Tackles, we have tackles. 8 from them, 11 for us. Pretty much the whole team, but surprisingly Hutchinson, no. None for Hutchinson, even though he got man of the match. So that would suggest his man of the match got based solely on that goal. Solely on the having one chance and scoring it. Which when you're a defender, that's basically the case. When you have headers from corners, that's usually what happens. Moving on, don't want to waste your time. Corners, yeah, dispossessed. We won't dispossess that much. They were. So there you go. Moving on to the last screen. In terms of player stats, which we've seen most of already, but it's in list format. We can see the rating for the players massive by a whole factor of 1. Sean Hutchinson 8.6 rating, and the next best Pierce was 7.49. So a whole 1.1 mark higher. So wow, okay. And touches, you can see 57 for Hutchinson, 45 for Cooper, 41 for Pierce. But let me just show you the touches for Darby. Hell of a lot better. 110. 110, that's double. Ay ay ay. So there's not much to show you because we didn't do much in the game. I'm just gonna go through a few things. Not worth showing you the shots. We just only had 2. So dispossessed for Millwall. Evans, Jed Wallace, Ben Thompson. Unscheduled touches, which is poor control. All over the shop. Jed Wallace, Marlon Romeo, Thompson, Mason Bennett. Okay. Do we have any offsides? No. Defensively, clearances. Alex Pearce, Sean Hutchinson. That's another factor in his man of the match rating. 10 clearances for Sean Hutchinson, and 1 block shot, and 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions there. Super Hutch. Passing. How are we looking here? Who had the most passes? Jake Cooper 35, Hutch 33, Bart 30. Oh, yeesh. Crosses. Did we even have any crosses? Wallace 4, so that includes corners. 4, 1 accurate, and Marlon Romeo 1. So there you go. There you go. Absolute dog shit. Long ball. 28 for Bart. Only 11 accurate. Okay. Cooper 9 and 1. Hutch 6 and 2. So yep, it was basically hit it long over the top to Mason Bennett. See what happens, and not a lot happened because we didn't have a chance from open play. Though luck, thank God we managed to get that corner. Otherwise, probably would have been left at 0-0. That was an absolutely awful game yesterday. The stats have shown it. We got QPR on Wednesday. I can't. If we play like this again, I can't take it. I don't think I can take it. It's just shit.